Hello everyone, this is SeetherCord here with a new episode of SeetherCast. I'm really terrible at updating this because I'm having a lot of difficulty finding the right people and scheduling times to get this done, plus partially because I'm lazy. But now we're in episode 10, the big 1-0, double digits baby, and we have ourselves a guest with us today, and I was on his channel once, and now he's on my channel. Do his end of the bargain and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kothorix. I'm a dragon, I guess. We're alright things.
You're a dragon. Yes, we have Kothorix, a guest on our channel. He's I guess you wouldn't call yourself a furry YouTuber anymore, or would you?
I mean, I don't know if I would call myself a furry YouTuber. I would call myself a YouTuber who is kind of a furry. I mean, it's hard to say, right? Like, am I a furry or am I a furry in denial? Who knows?
You're a YouTuber with a furry-like profile picture.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So yeah, we basically have Kothorix on today. He is a furry YouTuber that has made, or not, a YouTuber that makes videos a lot of times related to furries, who I would say has a little bit more on the controversial side of things sometimes, and has kind of rustled some jimmies of certain other furries.
I love to rustle jimmies.
Yes. And he's basically had his own kind of he has his own opinions, which he stands by he's a very outspoken individual on the YouTube platform when it comes to furry-like content. So, now to begin off this segment, I guess we could just start off with you. You can basically spend 5 to 10 minutes just discussing what really got you into YouTube in the first place. Like what first made you find the platform, what videos got you interested, and what helped form you to starting making your first ever channel. Was Kothorix your first channel?
Yeah, Kothorix was the only channel that I had. I mean, I probably made it, I think, in 2007. I don't know when YouTube started, but around the time it was getting popular. Oh, you know what it was? I didn't really watch a lot of YouTube until Google bought it. I think that was in 2007 or somewhere around there, and they forced you to make an account. I think that's when I made my account somewhere. How long ago was that? Shit, I can't even remember. So somewhere around there is when I really started to watch YouTube, I think. And at first I just made it, the account was just kind of so I had my name, so when I said words, people would see my name, and then it was like, oh, I should try posting some videos. And the very first videos I posted were kind of imitating Angry Video Game Nerd. Those ones I don't even have listed anymore. They were terrible, but
are they still on the platform? Are they still on the website?
They're still on YouTube, yeah, but they're not visible. You can't search for them,
Hackers are gonna try to get into your channel to find them.
No, they're pretty bad. That was must have been around 2007 or so, and no, a little later. I don't know. I don't remember dates. I don't remember things very well. And then from there, it was like, okay, well, this sucks. I can't copy someone else. So I just started to do kind of game reviews, and those got zero attention. So then I started to talk about, I don't know, ideas, I guess. And
what do you mean by ideas?
Well, different things. Sometimes stuff that was more philosophical, or sometimes things that were just things that I noticed as part of our culture, or world culture, I guess, or American culture, or Western culture, I guess, that were strange to me, and I was pointing out why they were weird.
Were they usually related to current events or something?
Sometimes.
Okay, I see.
But just I don't know, some of my fuck it videos were kind of in a joking manner, pointing out that a lot of the things that we do are kind of ridiculous, and those got a lot of traction, and I think that's when I really started to actually get some kind of following.
I got you. So yeah, you started with that. What really got you into making the furry related videos, or at least implementing them somewhat into the channel? Was it a lot when you first started, or was it just it slowly creeped its way in?
Yeah, it kind of creeped its way in. It was because, like, at that point, I was, like, big in the furry community. I don't mean, like, popular, I just mean, like, very much into it, you know, and, I don't know, I thought there weren't a lot of kind of furry news channels, sort of. I don't know, I don't know if that's what I thought or if that's just kind of how it became, but I wanted to talk about issues that were more relevant to me and to the people who were also in the furry community, because most of the content, the furry content, was very like safe. It was like memes, like Majira, you know, is like kind of a meme channel if you think about it. Like most of his content,
he plays
is
it
just,
safe. Yeah, that's why he's
like,
so big, because he plays it safe and appeals to almost every crowd. So
right. So a lot of furry channels are like that. So I was like, why don't I talk about like real issues or something? And that got a little bit of traction, and that's when it's really started to people started to really, I don't know.
Would you say you were the only one that did that? Sorry to interrupt.
Not the only one, because I mean, 2 Griffin was doing it similar sort of thing before that, you know, before I was.
Does he still make videos? I don't think he does.
Yeah, he makes videos.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of gone back to that a little bit with some of his recent videos, just talking about.
Yeah. Last time I checked, he started making like gaming videos, I think.
Yeah, he was doing some Let's Plays. You know, people have different, or like YouTubers have different phases where you try different things, see what you like making and see what gets attention. And if you can find something that you like making that also gets attention, that's, you know, that's where you're good. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, actually, based off of that, like, when was really, like, if I could ask, when was, like, would you say your peak on YouTube was? Like, what do you think was, like, the biggest moment for you on YouTube, if that makes any sense?
Well, I mean, if we're going by pure numbers, that was just recently, a couple months ago, when I made a video about leaving the furry community, and that's a long conversation, but essentially I made a video about it, and it should be up to near 1 million views at this point. And that was the biggest moment, and I got like 12,000 subscribers that month too, which is the best month that I've ever had on YouTube.
Was it really overwhelming, I would say, to have that much traction happen in that short period of time?
Not really. I think it would be if it was a couple years ago and I had made a video and suddenly gotten that many people talking at me at once, you know, like contacting me and messaging me in every platform possible, I would have been overwhelmed. But because I was kind of used to that, having a little bit of a burst was not too bad. Plus, it's happened before a little bit with, sometimes I make a video and it does get like 100K or more views, and then when that happens, I always get this influx of people messaging me and you know, a bunch of subscribers, and then usually that lasts a couple of weeks and then it calms down. So at this point, I'm kind of used to the flow of how YouTube works. You know, it comes in bursts. You get you make a video people like, you get a big burst of subs, and then it goes away and people don't care about you for a while, and you make another video people like, and it just kind of, that's how it works.
Like, yeah, I would say I kind of experienced that a little bit too, like not as much to your extent, but it's like, I think like one time, like in a month, I got like 1,000 subs. That wasn't necessarily from one thing. That was just that, like, that whole month, I just got a bunch of random exposure from like different people, and that just like made it go like, whoo. But yeah, and then I noticed that like when you get that peak point for like, after you get that peak point, let's say you get like 1,000 subs in a month, then like for the next like year, every month you get like a fifth of that each month, something like that, or it depends usually.
Yeah, it goes up and down. It's kind of weird. YouTube sometimes just randomly decides to push your videos, and then you get a bunch of subs. And it almost has nothing to do with what you do, because you can make the same kinds of videos for years, but randomly one of your videos will get a bunch of views because YouTube decides that's what appeases its algorithm or whatever.
Yeah, and then like it's weird because it's usually like the video that it tends to push, it tends to be a video from like a while ago. Like my most successful video that got me a lot of traction a few months ago was already like 3 or 4 months old, and it just suddenly got views out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah, I think it was it was like a couple of weeks after I posted my video that it got a bunch of views. My recent one.
I swear, like, I think the YouTube algorithm is like, I think I heard something about how like it's so complex that the human mind can't really comprehend it or something.
Yeah, that's one of the one of the people who work on it. I saw a video recently talking about how it is kind of beyond any one person's understanding because they have so many people working on so many different parts of it that yeah, it's beyond even the creator's understanding, really. It just kind of does its thing. It's self-aware.
The AI is taking over. But I would say when it comes to like actual channel growth, I've been kind of debating in my head like whether to like be more consistent with uploading. But the thing is, like, usually whether you upload a video like more frequently or less frequently, like your subscriber growth tends to stay the same. So I don't really know like what really impacts it that well. And since like it's the algorithm's like too complex for the human mind to really comprehend because so many people put into it, like I don't really know what's the answer. But
well, more videos means more chances you have of YouTube pushing your video for people to see. So I think it does favor more frequent uploads because you look at some of the top channels and they do daily uploads. A lot of them do.
Like one channel that I follow, like I don't know if you heard of him, Review Tech USA. If you ever heard of him.
Yeah.
He's been making like a lot of subs lately, and he's uploading 3 times a day. And like I kind of like that format, but then part of me feels kind of guilty to like just upload like multiple videos a day because I just feel like they're not. I don't know. I just don't want it to come. People think I'm coming off as like lazy uploads. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's different strategies. You have people on both ends. You have people like that who just upload almost like a vlog every couple of hours of their life and upload it on YouTube. And then you have people who spend months making some big video with a bunch of production value. So it just depends how you want to do it.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me like when you said about the whole the more videos you make, the higher chance you have of like having one that like gets you a lot of views. It kind of reminds me of like kind of going to a casino in a way. Like the more you play, like even though it's still a small chance, like the more chances you have of like winning, give or take how much it'll cost you. But
I mean, yeah, it is kind of like gambling. It's the same thing. Like, do you spend a quarter at a time on a machine for a very small possibility of a payout, or do you spend $100 at a time on a machine for a higher chance of a bigger payout?
Yeah,
that's kind of how it is. Yeah.
The FTC should ban them just like they are with loot boxes right now.
What, making videos? Because it's a form of gambling?
Kind of. I don't know. I don't know if they've gotten through with it yet, but I know they're investigating it right now, the loot boxes thing.
For what? Just in general?
That they're just encouraging the youth for like gambling and such, because a lot of like big platform games right now are really pushing the loot boxes microtransaction thing.
Yeah, I like gambling. I think it should be. I think it's fine. I don't have a. I think most people's problem with gambling is like a moral issue.
Yeah, kind of. And then they're saying like it can become addictive, especially if like.
Well, everything's sugar is addictive. Caffeine is addictive. Alcohol is addictive.
To me, making YouTube videos is kind of addictive in a way, but
literally everything. Playing video games is addictive. Everything is addictive. I don't really see that as an argument. I just think people have these hold these very outdated like Christian values that gambling is bad, and it's gonna take a while for people to kind of lose that idea. But as long as they do have that idea, then they're going to make arguments. Any argument they make is going to be filled with passion, not because the argument itself is good, but because they have this underlying moral issue with it that they might not even know they have. It's like a subconscious thing.
I understand. That makes sense. If I could get into the next thing I want to discuss is when it comes to how you've been on YouTube, and you've been doing, how long you been making videos for? Like 8,
Couple
9
years.
years? Couple years.
Yeah.
Well, like
really trying on YouTube, probably like the last almost 3 years, I think.
Yeah. But like when it comes to, like I said, the peak, like you were just talking about, like in terms of numbers, but I would say in terms of like the experience, is there like a different point, like in terms of a peak where you had like a lot of like unique things happen that didn't necessarily relate to the numbers?
Unique things. Yeah, I guess around, it wasn't actually that long ago, around 40K subs was when I felt people started to, especially in the furry community, started to really take notice of me, and it kept getting contacted by these people who, I always thought of as like the popufurs, you know, like people that you wouldn't expect, people who you not exactly look up to, but see as like as these people who are so far ahead of you that they would never want to talk to you. And I started getting contacted by some of them, and I guess that was when I don't know.
I understand.
Somewhere around something like that, I would say was pretty impactful on me.
I see. Well, so basically we've kind of gone over like your whole history with YouTube and covered like every major event. Have we covered pretty much every major thing that's happened for you on YouTube, or am I missing something?
Major things? Man, I don't know. Every day is a major thing. Some new. It wasn't until recently that I just kind of stopped paying attention to Twitter and other things. I just don't care anymore. So I'm kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Just staying away from people in general, because I just don't care about what they think anymore.
I see.
So, I guess I don't really know, or I wouldn't know.
All right. So since we covered that, I think for the second half of this podcast, I would like to, I had a topic that I wanted to really discuss for the majority of it, and that is, it's something that we were discussing last time I talked to you, and that is the whole thing about YouTube and making it your career and your job, and like how much time you should put into it. And if I could ask you, like, when I've been thinking, when it comes to making YouTube videos and all, like, and if you want to like get it to your career, and it's something that I'm still striving for, but then like I tried to like hold back a little bit, because I feel like there needs to be like at least a certain line where you gotta separate making YouTube becoming an enjoyable thing that you do / making it like a career or taking it seriously as a job. And then like you gotta like have a good balance, because if it's just solely a job, you're not gonna enjoy it at all and you'll be miserable. But if you don't take it seriously and you just upload what you want to upload and upload whenever you want, it's not gonna be a job.
So you want to know
like your experience with that? Have you ever related to it in a way?
Yeah.
Or like,
So you have to make a decision. What are your goals? Is your goal to be a professional YouTuber, or is it to do it kind of as a hobby? And what you do is going to be based on that, because if your goal is to make money off YouTube, then you need to do the things that will help you achieve that goal. And sometimes it means filming a corpse in the forest or whatever,
Oh my god.
And if you want to do it as a hobby, then just kind of do whatever you want. I don't think you really have you really have to make that choice up until you have a certain number of No, I think you always have to make that choice, because I'm thinking even PewDiePie, the biggest YouTuber there is, who's, I don't know how many millions of dollars he makes a year, but it's clear that he still wants YouTube to be he still makes videos to make money, right? He still trend surfs. He still puts out a video every day.
Sometimes two.
So it's like, I think even at the top, you still have to make that choice. Is this a job or a hobby?
if it's okay to ask you, unless this is too personal for a video, where are you standing? Do you feel it's more of like something you want to prioritize as mostly a job, or still like make it a job but have a mix of like uploading things you want to do and express yourself with?
Well, it's definitely a job. And then it goes, how far am I willing to go to make this a job? I've already, like, I can't just, it's a job, so I can't just stop doing it. I can't just stop uploading videos, and I can't just upload, you know, I talk about, oh, you upload whatever you want, but I guess that's not entirely true. I couldn't just upload stupid shit every day, you know. I've got to, there is a scale, you know. And you have to, I can upload, oh god, this is hard to describe. You can make videos about what you want, but just be aware that most of the time when you make videos about what you want, it's going to be things that maybe aren't the most appealing to your audience. And then on the other hand, when you make videos that are very appealing to your audience, it's not always going to be something that you want to make a video about. I'm kind of in the middle there. What I think the balance that needs to be found, like I was saying earlier, is making videos about things that your audience likes and also you like to make videos about. And once you find that, then it's not so terrible. It's still kind of tedious because, you know, you're still making videos consistently. You can't just stop. So it's not like a hobby. It's not something you do for fun. It's something you do as a job. But you're still able to do it in a way that isn't completely miserable, I guess.
Would you say that your audience, like, I know you said that, I don't know if exactly if you're gonna like completely be done with making furry videos, are you? Or I'm sorry if I'm wrong when I say that, but
completely, well, it depends, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna say that the topic is off limits. I don't really have any interest in making videos about like furry drama, but if something, I don't know, I can't really think of a scenario where I'd want to, but I'm not saying that I'll never do it.
So you're saying there's like going to be at least significantly less prevalence of furries in them?
Yeah, I mean, I never really considered... Okay, so when I would make furry videos before, I didn't really consider it a like furry video exactly. It was more like videos about furries, if that makes sense. I would consider a furry video to be something like what Majira makes, or a lot of the furry YouTubers, where they sit in a fursuit and they talk about furry things, you know, or they like dance around or whatever. Whereas I always felt like my videos were more just about furries, like almost like a documentary style, talking about an aspect of a sub-community, right? Like if I made a video about bronies, about like some like sexual misconduct in the brony fandom, would people start calling me a brony? Would you call that a brony video, or would you call it a video about bronies, you know?
Would you say that majority of your, like, if I could ask, like, if you could say like your subscribers or people that watch your videos, and I'm not saying just all the subscribers, I mean like the ones that usually tune into every video, are they there? Would you say they're there for the furries, or are they there for that documentary like style discussion?
I think most people are there for the discussion, and what got them to the channel in the first place was seeing the dragon. So a lot of people have said, you know, they came for furry stuff because they saw my character, my avatar, but then they stayed for the discussion, even though I wasn't talking about furry stuff.
Okay.
So I do have a majority furry audience, I think. I don't know at this point. I think it's probably more like 70-30. Still a majority, but there's a lot of non-furries too. Especially if you look at my Discord, there's been a lot of non-furries joining lately. But I think that the furries that I do have in my audience don't necessarily watch me for furry stuff to begin with. I didn't really lose many subscribers. When I said I was leaving the furry community, I lost about 200 subscribers. That was it. And then I, you know, gained like 12,000 over the next couple of weeks. So
I'd say that's a pretty decent growth.
yeah, so it's not like the people who were my audience. I don't think they were watching me for furry stuff specifically. I just think a lot of them happen to be furries because they like my avatar.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It makes sense.
Because furries are like normal people, right? They don't watch just furry things. I mean, some do, but they watch all the channels that non-furries do too, but they might also be subscribed to Majira or someone. So
yeah. I am subscribed to a lot of furry YouTubers, and I would say, like, when it comes to, like, other furry YouTubers I've contacted with, like, a lot of them, most of them, I would say, watch more furry-related content than I do. Like, I watch some. I watch you. I've watched a little Majira. I watch Quartz Husky, and a little bit of Ragehound, and Chipflake. She doesn't technically count as a furry, I guess. She's more an animation, but she's my friend, too. But, yeah, but most part, and, like, a few others, and that's pretty much it. But I don't know, I kind of like a lot more gaming related channels personally. Not necessarily Let's Play, but more like a discussion, kind of their own unique twist to it. And like, I kind of want to implement that into my channel a little bit, but I know that my audience more wants the furry stuff, so I'm more aimed towards putting in more furry stuff. Like, it used to be like on average, like for every 3 or 4 for every 3 like furry videos there's like 1 non-furry video, but now it's gonna be like every 5 or 6 furry videos there's 1 non-furry video.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's fine if you like that kind of thing. I never really liked furry YouTube, I guess. I never really found it very interesting. I tried for a while, you know, I tried watching, and all these guys are good guys, you know, like Majira is nice.
Yeah, he's cool.
Who else? Like Nas Hyena and all these people, they're fine. They're good, decent guys to talk to, but I do find their content a little bit boring. Like, it just doesn't interest me, I guess. It's not, I wouldn't say it's bad, it just doesn't interest me.
I will say, though, on the technical side, a lot of them are really good. Majira's, I've seen like the behind the scenes photos on like Twitter, and they're like, he's really skilled at that. It's just, yeah, that whole like that format style does get a little repetitive, and I don't even think that's the fault of them. It's just like not really like taking the courage to like try something new, because like what I try to do to avoid like my video and content getting boring is that like every 3 or 4 videos I try to implement at least something slightly new, so that way it doesn't always come off as the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I try to do the same thing too. I am actually in the process of uploading a video right now. It's still processing, where I'm trying something new. I'm trying using my video camera to like film outdoor stuff while
cool.
I'm talking. I pre-recorded the audio, but then I am walking around, like taking a walk and talking. So it's like I'm talking to the person while taking a walk. I don't know if that's a thing. That
kind of is. I've seen like those motorcyclist vlogs kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So
you had a GoPro to do it? Or?
I just held a video camera. It's not the best. It's not the most stable. I'm kind of worried that people are gonna say it made them motion sick or something. But I guess, you know, it's a learning experience. Every video I make is a learning experience. If it's a bad video, then I learn why it's a bad video, and I'll never improve unless I make mistakes, I guess. So
hopefully you don't implement the VR capability for that video, at least.
VR. Yeah. So you're right. You got to try new things, and we also have to, I don't know, you have to use like a filter, because a lot of people don't like things just because they're new or different, and not because they're actually bad. Sometimes they're good, and people complain about it just because it's different.
Makes sense. If there's one last thing I would like to cover in this podcast, is to talk about, like, you know, the whole Twitch streaming thing, because that's been something that I've been interested in getting into, and I've noticed that you've done a lot of Twitch streaming yourself for the past couple months. Is there any real way to like make them more enjoyable or creative, or like does that have its own kind of like format to it, to where like it doesn't get boring, or it's not something you have to constantly put some new creative style into it?
Oh my god. Streaming is kind of awful. I've been doing it for about a year now, and every day it is a struggle to find a game to play that I think my audience will watch, and also that I can tolerate. It is a daily struggle. I mostly hate video games now, and I think that's due to streaming. I don't know. It's streaming is bad. I would say if your main audience is on YouTube, then stream on YouTube. I got into Twitch before YouTube was like doing its like pushing its whole streaming thing. But as soon as I'm not banned anymore from streaming on YouTube, I think I'll start streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch.
What got you banned?
I made a video about Kiro and it got flagged down for being inappropriate, which who knows, but and then they put a strike on my thing, so I'm currently, for the next month or so, banned from streaming on YouTube.
Damn, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's really stupid. Their system doesn't make a lot of sense. It irritates me that instead of just saying, hey, don't post this on here, and taking down the video, or telling me exactly why, like, just tell me when, where, and when, and why, so I can see in the video myself, oh, that's what you don't like, I won't do that anymore. Don't just give me, like, super vague description of why you don't like a video, and then remove it, and then punish me, right? Like,
that's bullshit. I
have never had a strike on my channel before, so obviously I'm not, like, some guy trying to upload porn or something, like, obviously, I've been posting videos for years and never had a problem, and then they want to punish me as soon as I do this thing that they can only give a vague description of why it was wrong in the first place. It's like, what the hell?
If I could ask, like, do you think you have an idea as to what it was exactly? Like, was it something in your tags or your description or your title, or was it something like audio related that maybe
so
like...
what I think it was is in the video I show like a screenshot of Fur Affinity, and in the corner, and this is guessing, right? Because it's vague on what it says it is. There are thumbnails for porn. But the thing is, they're so small and blurred and, like, not in the center of the screen, like, in the corner of the screen, that I didn't even, like, recognize them as things that I should have blurred out when I was editing the video. Right? That's my guess. That's the only thing I can think of. The other thing is that just the subject matter, possibly, because I'm talking about, like, Kiro fucking his dog or whatever. Maybe the subject matter is what they don't like, but I've already made, like, everybody's made videos about Kiro, and including another video I made where that didn't get struck down, so I don't even really know for sure.
Yeah. I've dealt with the same thing in a way, like, not to your extent, like, getting striked, but like, like getting that dreaded yellow $ symbol demonetization on a video, and they are really vague too. Like, for the most part, I can kind of see, like, why they striked it. I think one of my recent videos had the word adult in it, which I think is what caused it, which still, it's kind of ridiculous.
They get demonetized?
Yeah, demonetized.
Did it get rejected or demonetized? Or
demonetized. It got demonetized.
Okay.
And I think it had the word, I think it was because I had the word adult in the title, which, it was adult furry website hacked. And I think it was that. But yeah, they're very vague, and they never gave an exact reason as to why. It said demonetized for inappropriate content.
Right, they're very bad. They're very stupid. It's because it uses automated systems. No one actually looks at it. That's why. So it has to be vague, because
exactly
it uses very vague ways of even knowing if it's, and no one looks at it for years. I've gotten a few, because obviously when my video got rejected, I filed an appeal, and expecting it to be up in a couple of weeks, expecting them to get back to me, but I realized that some of the emails I've gotten recently were from videos that I appealed years ago. So it takes them, I want to say, at least a year to actually look at your video.
Oh man, it's horrible.
So yeah.
If I could go back to the Twitch streaming, because we kind of got off topic with the whole demonetization and strike thing.
Yeah.
One thing I've been hearing a lot of YouTubers, and this is from, like, any side, be it for streaming on Twitch or on YouTube or things like that, is that there's, like, this fear or paranoia that, like, during a stream, something could happen that could, like, destroy your career, or that could happen unexpectedly. things like that. Have you ever had that in your mind when you stream?
Oh, sure. All the time. Well, because the thing is that when you have like a webcam and it's always pointed at you, even when it's not on, you get paranoid about it being on. And also because you're screen sharing, you're screen capturing, right? So sometimes, often, almost daily, I would say, I check my OBS to see if I accidentally left it open, if I accidentally left it streaming, like I forgot to shut off the streaming, because I don't want to be like looking at porn or something, and that's broadcasting to Twitch, and that gets me banned from Twitch, you know? Or just, I don't know, just embarrassing things like singing to my cat, though I guess I wouldn't really care if people, if people saw that or heard that. But
Kothorix sensitive side exposed.
Yeah.
But that does get paranoid. I have seen some like horror stories. Like I don't know if you heard about it, but just recently there was that one Fortnite streamer that punched his wife on the stream. But
oh yeah,
that was horrible. But just other ones. It's just like I've kind of been wanting to get into the streaming. My girlfriend's been doing it, but I've been wanting to do it. But then I still currently live with my parents, and I don't know about them, just acting crazy during stream, which I think it's more recommended to live on your own before streaming, I hear, or something.
I mean, ideally, but you still are gonna have problems. Like if you live with your parents, or if you live with another roommate, there's still a chance of people bugging you while you're streaming. That does happen a lot, or just getting phone calls and stuff. But it's like, I don't know. You just kind of like, for someone from our generation to even live on their own is like not realistic. So
do you ever worry about like swatting or like raiding, or has it ever? I doubt the swatting thing's ever happened, but the raiding, has that ever happened? The raiding?
To me, no. Oh, raiding, like you mean people
like spamming your chats, putting like Nazi symbols in your like chat or something like that?
I mean, sometimes, but whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that doesn't. Do you ever get like DDoS during the stream, or you ever worry about that thing happening?
That's never happened, to my knowledge.
I think Twitch has really cracked down on the whole swatting thing, at least.
The swatting, yeah. Well, I think ever since that one guy got killed because people swatted him.
They swatted the wrong person, I think.
I don't know exactly what happened, but I remember someone getting killed due to a prank swat. I think people have calmed down on that a bit because they've seen firsthand the possible consequences.
Doing it.
Yeah, if it happened to me, I don't know. I just wouldn't care. Like, people don't like seem to realize or know, even though I've talked about it, that I was in the military. So, like, people bursting into my room, pointing guns at me and yelling is like that's I've had that happen before. That's like part of training, So it's like whatever.
I understand. Well, I think that's pretty much a good place to wrap it up. Do you think so?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Do you have any last closing words or any last things you would want to discuss or like bring up before we end it off?
No. The Switch. Don't try to stream on the Switch because it sucks. They made it like as non-streamer friendly as possible.
Really? Oh, why? Because Nintendo doesn't want you getting any like ad money?
I don't know. Nintendo sucks. They didn't put it.
They just shut down their No, they announced they're going to shut it down so that you're not going to get copyright striked as much. And I'm not sure if it'll be fully not striked anymore, but you won't get as striked as much uploading Nintendo content.
Yeah, that's my going out thing is the Switch sucks for streamers.
Damn.
That's what I've been dealing with recently.
Do you got an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro or something?
I have a PS4, but you can't play Smash on it, so.
Oh man, is it a good game? I haven't played it yet.
Smash is it's the same game as always, but
I'll still make my main Pichu because I hate myself.
yeah, I guess it's good. I don't know.
Well, any form of social media, all the social media you need to, like advertise right now, you can go for it.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, watch my channel if you like videos that talk about ideas. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of videos I would say I make at this point.
Promote that Twitter, even though you're not on Twitter anymore.
Yeah, fuck Twitter. I mean, like, yeah, like, people are still gonna join. I only use it. Twitter should only be used as a way to advertise yourself and make and post memes, basically. That's what you should use Twitter for. If you're using it to, like, talk to people and argue with people, then you're wrong. And you're gonna be miserable.
Just basically don't be Sonic Fox or something.
Yeah, don't be Sonic Fox.
Well, we're not going to delve into that because this video doesn't need to get dislike rated, but so yeah, this has pretty much been SeetherCast number 10 with Kothorix. I've been SeetherCord.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Kothorix.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Link to his channel and everything else down below. Check out his channel. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.